Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everyone is doing all right whenever you tune in and see this. So this is going to be a general reading for both Virgo and Libra. And after the live is done, I will provide timestamps for some people who just want Libra or just want Virgo. All right. But yes, everybody is welcome as we all have Virgo and Libra somewhere within our birth charts. All right, and these are timeless general readings. Okay, so whenever you see this message, it is meant for you. All right, and it could resonate during the month of July 2023, of course, but it could also resonate a few months in the past or even a few months in the future. Okay, so always take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind, and never force a reading. If you feel like it's not your message, check out your other placements. For example, what is your sun, rising, or ascendant, or even your moon sign? Because, yeah, depending on what's going on in your life, you may resonate more or less with one of those signs. Okay. All right. So I've pulled all of your cards here, dear Virgo. We're going to get into your reading in just a moment. I wanted to start off by doing a quick sound bell. Just so everybody, myself and you guys included, can ground ourselves, get back into our body, take a couple deep breaths, all that good stuff. All right. So yeah, just be aware. It might be a little loud if you're listening with headphones or something like that. But all right, it hopefully won't be that torturous or that long for you. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be for Virgo. All right. All right. Let's see what we have here for you, Virgo, for coming up for July. I also wanted to say welcome to everyone. I appreciate all your energy, your likes, your views, and your shares. They're all great free ways to support the channel here. And welcome back, people that have been here before, and welcome to the new people as well. All right, so let's see what we have here for you, Virgo. Go ahead and call out your cards and talk about some possible key dates for you as well. All right. So we're going to say that the first card may be from around July 1st through the 8th, okay? And I'll say these dates again when we're on each card. I'm just going to go through them real quickly right now. Second card can be from around July 9th through the 16th or so. It's not set in stone, right? And the third card can be from around July 17th through the 23rd or so. And the fourth, last card at the top here, could be from around July 24th through the 31st, okay? So again, I'll say those dates again when we're on each card, all right? But you have here the Two of Spades, also known as Two of Wands, in the right side up position. You have the Four of Cups in the reverse position. You have the Four of Spades, Four of Wands in the right side up position. And you have the Two of Swords in the reverse position here, Virgo, all right? So now let's see here real quickly what other zodiac frequencies are showing up in your reading, and talk about the minor arcanas, and then we'll go one by one through the cards, all right? So it looks like here, Virgo, you have really only one major arcana, okay? So we've got some Pisces, kind of Scorpio energy here with the High Priestess, okay? This is in the past position, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. But what does that mean for some of you guys? You could be dealing with a Pisces or a Scorpio, or you have a lot of that in your birth chart, or the other person does, or it could even be referencing Pisces or Scorpio season of this year, of last year, of next year. Or it's a clue to look at where you have Pisces and Scorpio in your chart. Or last but not least, it could mean nothing at all, but I just like to mention the other zodiac frequencies as far as the major arcanas go. All right, now let's see here. I believe it's going to be wands, but I want to double check what the majority of your minor arcana is, because that can also be another underlying theme to your reading. All right, so you've got 3 wands, 2 cups, and 2 swords. Okay, right? Is that right? Let me double check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. So basically, the majority of the minor arcana is the staves or wands as they're known. Okay. So this can talk about our health, our physical body, something around those lines. Okay. Or it can just be our passion about what gets us fired up in our 3D physical human body, that kind of thing. Okay. So we'll kind of put that to the side and talk about it a little bit later. Okay. But yeah, let's start here, Virgo, with your first card, the first week, that 2 of Staves in the right side up position. And we said this could be from around July 1st through July 8th, okay? And here we have this really nice energy of the 2 of Staves, which is a slower moving energy, but it's still moving, right? So it talks about people watching, doing research, finding out all the information possible before going through something or into something, okay? Which, if we think about the Virgo energies, you know, in that stereotypical sense, right? Virgos, being an earth sign, would be really good at organizing, right? So if you're doing research, people watching, gathering all the information, that would be like naturally in line with kind of Virgo energies here. Now, if you can see the card, there's a back of this Egyptian woman's head, and she's looking out at the Nile River. So the water in tarot does represent our emotions. So maybe channeling the emotions and working through them, doing the research, getting all the information, people watching what we can learn from others as far as their emotions in a similar situation or time of life before we move forward and make some type of decision or something like that, okay? But this is really nice energy here for the Virgo. It feels very complementary again to the Virgo qualities that we mentioned. So this also can be energy from the recent past that's kind of still trickling in here, Virgo, because it is your first card. Now, also, as you come to this reading may be about you or someone you're dealing with, multiple people you're dealing with, or your general environment situation, okay? So always keep that in mind. Now let's see what is underneath this card, because this is where Spirit put the top and the bottom of your main deck here, okay? So this is always going to be past energy, but it gives us more insight about why certain cards are coming out here in the top and the more present, current probabilities, possibilities, energy, okay? So what we have here in the past, Virgo, you got the 8 of Staves in the right side up position and the 7 of Swords in the right side up position here, okay? So these 2 cards over here made it possible for that 2 of Staves in the right side up position to show up here for you, okay? So it looks like in the past, in some way here, Virgo, there could have been some type of startling, fast, or surprising message coming in with the 8 of Wands. It could have been related to health of the physical body, but it doesn't have to be. We do have Wands energy, which I forgot to mention is fire sign energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, right? But this fast-moving, surprising, or startling message, when it came in the past, it could have also had that 7 of Swords energy of a little bit of gossiping energy, or not knowing when you've won or trusting when you've won. It's a little bit of defensive energy in the crown chakra, our logical mind, right? Because in the tarot, the swords represent air sign energy. Okay, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, all right? But it's coming in here with something in the past being a little bit defensive, either for you yourself or someone else, general environment situation here. So that could be that why in the future, current, present energies, you have that 2 of Staves or 2 of Wands where it's like, okay, let me slow down, let me back up, let me do the research, let me process my emotions so they aren't defensive, or so the other person's emotions aren't as defensive or the general environment situation here, okay? But, with the 7 of Swords in the past position here as well, Virgo, Um, there was also, people maybe not trusting the gains that you've gotten in your life or the wins that you've gotten in your life. And that's a little bit of that gossiping energy. So these people at this festival are kind of talking about the guy in the front with all the swords, and they're like, oh, how did he win all of those at the carnival? Like, he doesn't deserve it, or he's tricky, or how did he get that, right? So if that was going on anyway in the past here, Virgo, don't worry about it too much as long as you don't let it, make you defensive in the future, right? So again, quiet the emotions, do the research, the organization, and kind of just move on from that energy from the past, okay? And it looks like you are. So as we move forward here, Virgo, into your second week and your second card here, we have this really nice energy. It's called a good reversal. Okay, so you have the Four of Cups in reverse position, and that's how we want to see this card. All right, and we said this could be from around July 9th through the 16th or so. Okay, but this is talking about somebody or something that is letting go of just taking what is given to them, trusting in the divine that another fourth cup will be brought, okay? And maybe by the second week of July here, Virgo, you might be feeling like that. In the past, you would have been maybe not as enthusiastic or enthralled about something. You just kind of were like blah emotionally. But then when it's in that reverse position, it's like now there can be something more emotionally satisfying and fulfilling and challenging and enthralling and exciting and all those things here. So again, that's what we call a good reversal. If I was to pause your reading right here, Virgo, and look at maybe what is the best times during this month to accomplish something that is within your control, of course, I would say that the first 3 weeks, but in particular, the third week is looking like the best energy. Not that the first and the second aren't good, but it really starts to pick up and look really nice by that third week of July here. Okay. And we said that could be from around July 17th through the 23rd. Okay. And now, Virgo, you have this beautiful Four of Staves energy, also known as Four of Wands, right? So this is about celebration or celebratory energy. It can be about unions, it can be about romantic or platonic with friends and family, but it's also about good health, since we're talking about staves or wands, right? Feeling good in the body, all of those things. But it's really about being vulnerable with someone as well. So hopefully you can see the card here and come a little bit closer, all right? So we see this Egyptian man and woman, and there's cheese and wine in the forefront, and they're in the background kind of having some kind of deep conversation. So we don't know if they're at a party or if they're by themselves, but there's an intimacy within this card. Okay, so that's that vulnerability within, again, either a romantic connection and or platonic friends with family or even self-love. All right, but it is this very relaxed, celebratory, vulnerable energy here, okay? And it feels really nice, okay? So a lot of times when we talk about the Four of Staves or Four of Wands, people talk about, oh, it could be marriages or that kind of celebration, of other people or, even yourself maybe, right? But it's that kind of energy of celebrating unions, okay? So even if you're not going to a wedding or getting married yourself, it has that really relaxed, kind of vulnerable, lovey-dovey, good feelings with friends and family and others energy. Okay, so that's really nice, Virgo, right? Who doesn't like that? All right, let's keep going here and see what else we have here for you in July. All right, Virgo. So when we come to your fourth week here, around July 24th through the 31st or so, possibly, we have the Two of Swords in the reverse position here. Okay, and so normally, the Two of Swords in reverse position can go two different ways. Okay, I don't see it necessarily as a completely positive thing. Nothing's completely positive or negative, right? But because of the surrounding cards, which we're going to talk about, it feels like somebody or something is maybe backtracking a little bit. Okay. We want someone to make a decision. The Two of Swords shows up. So sometimes when it's reversed, somebody's made that decision. They have also integrated their heart chakra and their logical mind crown chakra. But again, because of the cards around it, it doesn't necessarily feel like someone or something has made a decision. It doesn't necessarily feel like the heart and the logical mind are connected yet. Okay, it doesn't mean it won't happen, but it is what we call energetic blockage, slowdown of energy here. Okay, so let's see what's underneath to get and around it to get even more insight. Okay, Virgo. So what we have underneath, and this is past energy that is, making it possible for that card to show up. We have the High Priestess in the reverse position. In the beginning of the reading, we said a little bit of Pisces Scorpio energy. And then on the other side, we have the King of Swords in the right side up position. Okay. So wait, before we do this, I want to count. You've got 3 swords and 3 wands. So actually, you kind of have a tie when I was saying in the beginning of the reading that your minor arcana was all wands. It's actually tied between swords. Okay, so you've got wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire energy, swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So it's like the theme underneath your reading is physical body, what gets us passionate in our physical body, health stuff. But then on the other side, it's also mental health stuff. So am I overthinking? Is the other person, is there good mental health or not so great mental health? How can we bring that into balance here? And you have, you actually don't have any pentacles. Well, you have, no, actually, you don't have any pentacles cards here. So you have no earth energy here, even though Virgo, your earth sign, right? So you've got the fire, the air, and then you also have a little bit of water, okay? So what does that mean when there's a certain element or certain signs that are kind of zodiac signs missing from your reading? That can be telling us maybe that's something that needs to be incorporated more. Okay, so when we talk about earth sign energy, like you, Virgo, it can be grounding. So getting back in our physical body, what reminds us to stop overthinking or being too emotional, to kind of balance all those things out. All right, so now back to what I was going to say here and break down a little bit more fully is we have the High Priestess in reverse and the King of Swords in the right side of position in the past, okay? And so this talks about here, Virgo, that in the past, somebody's intuition or somebody had some type of secret knowledge about something or secrets in general, and they weren't revealing those secrets, or the secrets possibly were revealed and they didn't want them to be, but something is off here with the intuition in the past, okay? And then it kind of led to this King of Swords. I want to show you the cards a little bit more closely here just because they're so small. Really cool details in this deck. This is the Hermetic deck. But this King of Swords then shows up here, Virgo, and it's like, I'm going to have mental clarity, and I'm going to put more energy and stock in what makes things logical than necessarily the emotions in the past, okay? And that's why that High Priestess was in that reverse position here. All right, so as we look at it again with the Two of Swords in the reverse position and that future present energy in your 4th week, somebody or something is not ready to integrate again the emotions with the logical mind. Or maybe in the past, you or them or the general environment situation was putting more emphasis on the logical mind, the scientific mind, right? All of that, because it felt safer. Okay. But here, this is really saying so far in your reading that we need both of those things, right? To be more balanced, okay? And both are equally important. Now, let's look at your tarot confirmation card, because it's going to give us even another added level here. So this card is going to come in and confirm all 4 cards, all 4 weeks on the top that we kind of just talked about. All right, so now you have the Three of Cups in the reverse position here, Virgo. And this confirmation card is always a combination of, um, past and future energy. So it's, you know, hasn't happened yet. You always have a choice, right? This is the energy we're picking up as of today, right now. But with that Three of Cups in the reverse position, it kind of is telling me here, Virgo, if you don't, or the other person, multiple people, general environment situation, if you don't, again, value the intuition and find more balance between those things, you or someone else could lose out on another type of celebration or more supportive energy with the Three of Cups in reverse position. Okay, so Three of Cups reverse can be like, something isn't as emotionally satisfying or fulfilling, or a celebration with friends or family, or that supportive energy is put on hold or just stops and doesn't happen. So we want the Three of Cups, to be in that right setup position, but again, it's reversed. So that's just something, to think about here. And it's good advice for all of us, right? Regardless of what sign or where we are within our chart and all of that, since we all have Virgo somewhere in our chart, all right? But yeah, let's see what else we have here for you, Virgo. And I wanted to say too that after the live is done, of course, the photo that I took before I started this video, the one photo of all the cards, I will be posting it on my Facebook page after. So in case you want to look at them again, more up close and detail or all together, all you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the little instructions there after. I usually do it right after the live is done. All right, so anyway, Virgo, let's see what your other card is here. So this is from the Rumi or Remy, depending on how you pronounce it, Oracle deck. He was a 15th century, 13th century Persian poet. So they've taken some of his poetry and put them together with these beautiful cards. So I read a little bit of the poetry and then I kind of like summarize it for you, but I don't read all of the 3 or 4 pages that are here, okay? So the one you got for this time period and beyond, Virgo, it's really beautiful. It looks like a woman here with this white gown and it's really sweepy and kind of whimsical energy. And she's looking up, almost like she's dancing and looking up at the stars here, okay? And so the name of the card is Layla. All right, so let's see here. Put aside your clever schemes, O lover, be mindless, become mad. Dive into the heart of the flame, become fearless, be like a moth. Turn away from the self and tear down the house. Then come and dwell in the house of love. Be a lover, live with lovers. Clean your chest from all your hostility, wash it 7 times. Then fill it with the wine of love. Be a chalice for love, be a chalice. You must be all love to be worthy of the beloved. When going to the gathering of the drunks, be a drunk, become drunk. Your thought takes a course, dragging you in its wake. Move beyond thought, let your heart lead. Be the leader. When the grace of love is revealed, be a mirror to reflect it. When the beloved's hair is loosened, brush it like a comb, be a comb. How I long for my thoughts to no longer make sense to me. Then I can be rid of them, like noisy house guests who have overstayed their welcome. Oh, the peace when they finally go. Their incessant chatter brings me no comfort, and I crave the silence of you. When will you let me hear it? When will you run through the noisy house of my mind with your great running, muddy feet, so that I can focus on something other than my mind for a while? Maybe you can make such a mess that I shall give up my plans and attempts at order completely. Just give in for a change. It's time for that, to give up my ridiculous fantasies of perfection, useless, noisy, irritating, demanding, and yet deadening perfection. I'd rather just be alive. I want to plant my head in the earth, in the same mud that sticks to your feet, and breathe in her rich soil smell. I want to feel her heart beating in the quiet movements of the roots of the plants as they stretch and grab and stop my ears with their fertile dirt. finally gaining peace from the constant infernal racket of thoughts no longer wanted. Wow. Okay. So that was beautiful, right? But also, Virgo, we were talking about getting grounded, and then it had all that beautiful imagery of the roots in the earth, right? We were talking about um, not necessarily letting go of the mind or the thoughts, like the poem said, but putting it more in balance and also honoring the heart chakra and the intuition. So it kind of picked up some of that stuff already, which is pretty cool. Now let's see what else here. It says, um, this oracle brings you guidance. If you find yourself to be sad, to be grieving, whether you know for what or not, or even depressed or struggling, feeling as though you're being pulled down, do not fight. Instead, bear witness. Allow what is taking place to take place. Allow what is happening to happen. You shall find a joy in allowing the interplay of darkness and light to take place according to the greater unfolding rhythm of your own divine growth process. And even in the card, right, we have those light and dark energies and colors. Okay. So then it always comes with a little saying or meditation if you feel honored. Okay. So it says, sit in a dark and quiet place if possible and say the following aloud. I honor the darkness that serves the all-loving light. Through the grace of Bhumi and the Divine Mother, I am blessed with the growth of my soul into life. Even within the darkest of the dark places, the Divine Mother dwells with unfailing generosity and compassion. In my surrender, I am held. In my darkness, the seed of a new life takes root. So be it. All right. That's very nice. I like this here for you, Virgo. And again, a lot of good stuff coming up here for you. And it seems like, you or someone else, or again, multiple general warrant situation, did the homework in the past to have these first 3 weeks of July looking really nice. And it almost feels like, too, one more small thing I'm going to say here is because that Two of Swords follows the Four of Staves in the right side up position, the third, and then the fourth week. If there was some type of vulnerability that was revealed within some type of partnership, again, romantic, platonic, friends, family, or even self-love, or all of the above, or whatever, maybe that is also why somebody or some energy here decided to retreat a little bit more back into their shell. Like maybe they showed too much or you showed too much. And so that could be another way to look at it. But again, if we put a balanced approach to logical mind, crown chakra, this is my human body, the 3D world, but then I also honor the 5D spiritual world and my emotions, then, you can get back that really nice forward momentum progress energy again. So whatever it is you want to manifest in your life, right, Virgo? All right, so that is your reading, dear Virgo. What time are we at? Is that 28 minutes? Yeah, it's a little bit after 28 minutes. So I will make a mental note later for the timestamps. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and switch over to the Libra energy. We're going to, of course, shuffle the cards and let the crystals charge a little bit and clear the energy. I already have some incense going here, so we'll definitely pass the smoke, through the cards, as they say, is a great way to clear the previous readings energy as well. Okay. Let me throw these in here just randomly. We're going to do a deeper shuffle later, just to kind of get them all on the right side, as they say. Okay. Now let's also do that with these guys. Let's do this one too. Again, I hope everyone's doing all right out there. Whenever you tune in and see this. We're also going to do another sound bell to help ground and clear the energy from the cards as well. All right, so we'll do that in just a second here. So this video I'm doing a little bit earlier than I normally do because I currently don't have AC, and it gets hotter as the day goes on. So I was like, we're gonna do a little morning, mid-morning to afternoon one instead of later when it's a lot hotter. Okay. So again, we're passing the cards through the smoke here. You guys probably can't see it because I have the fan on. Maybe you can see it a little bit, but it's there. Okay. So let's bring these all together and do our sound bell and get started for Libra. All right. So we're going to let the wonderful Virgo energy go and tap into Libra, okay? All right. So we're going to do a sound bell, again, to clear the energy of the cards, for me to reground, for you to reground or chart to ground if you weren't here for the previous reading, okay? And it's a great way to check in with your body. Just take a couple deep breaths. And it's also important for me to make sure that I'm a clear channel for the spirits so I can deliver the messages to you guys as clearly as possible. All right, so here we go for Libra. All right, Libra. Let's do some shuffling for you and see what we have for you coming up for July. All right. Spirits guide my hands, messages for air sign Libra, the balance scales. It's too big. These cards are a lot bigger than my other cards, and they're pretty thick. All right, here we go. Messages for Libra for July. Whoa. I want to see what it is, but I'm going to put it back in the deck, obviously. We're not done shuffling. Six of Staves. Okay, so we'll try to remember that, and if it comes back out later, then it wants to definitely be there. All right. Let's see. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra. The balance scales for July 2023. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Spirits guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra for July 2023. For their highest good and vibration. Messages for Libra. All right, spirits guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra. 4 cards only, please. For July 2023. Coming out fast here, Libra. Okay, messages for Libra for July 2023. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Messages for Libra for July 2023. All right. So we'll stop there, and then we'll take the top And the bottom, we'll put these aside for a moment. Switch over to our other deck. All right, messages for air sign Libra. Balance scales for July 2023. What do we need to see? What do we need to know? Spirits, guiding hands. Messages for air sign Libra for July 2023. And for our only please spirits. Messages for Libra for July 2023. What do we need to see? All right. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the top and the bottom. Is that the top? That was weird. It like didn't feel like the top. Take an extra one, confirm the spirit what they want. I don't know, it felt a little strange. All right. Could be me or it could be a message. Let's see. Switch over to this deck real quickly. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra for July 2023. What do you need to see to know? For their highest spirit and vibration. Messages for air sign Libra for July 2023. What do we need to see in part one, please? What do we need to know? Okay. All right. I'm just going to open this and leave it to the side for later. Okay. Now let's go ahead and figure out exactly how Spirit wants these cards. Spirits are more than light, respect and reverence before, during, and after. Thank you for all advice, wisdom, and guidance given. And thank you, of course, for listening. Spirits, did you want the Five of Cups in the reverse position to represent the first tarot card for this Libra reading? Okay. And Spirits, did you want the Three of Swords in the reverse position to represent the second tarot card for this Libra reading? Okay. And Spirits, did you want the Hermit in the reverse position to represent the third tarot card for this Libra reading? All right. And Spirits, did you want the King of Cups in the right side up position to represent the fourth tarot card for this Libra reading? Okay, so we'll note those. Now let's double check over here. Oh, why is this sticky? Sorry guys, I don't know what did I touch that was sticky? Oh, okay, I don't know what that is. Hold on. I'm gonna try to get a little water on my hands. That was weird. I touched something that was like super sticky. Everything looks okay. Anyway, let's see here. Sorry, guys. Spirits, did you want the Six of Swords in the reverse position to represent what's on top of this ancestral path tarot deck for this Libra July reading? Okay, thank you. And Spirits, did you want the Eight of Swords in the reverse position to represent what's in the bottom of this ancestral path tarot deck for this July Libra reading? Okay. All right. And then I'm going to figure out, those two were the top. This was definitely the bottom. Okay. Let's start with the first one. Spirits, did you want the Queen of Wands in the right side up position to represent what's on top of this Hermetic Tarot deck for this Libra July reading? Okay. And Spirits, did you want the Eight of Swords in the reverse position to represent what's on the bottom of this Hermetic Tarot deck for this July Libra reading? Spirits, please give me a clear and definitive yes or no answer. Do you want the Eight of Swords in the reverse position to represent what's on the bottom of this Hermetic Tarot deck for this Libra July reading? All right, so they're saying yes, so I'll leave it. And they also confirmed that they did want this one So the star came out as the extra one that was on the top, but we're only doing one. So we'll put that back over there. That's Aquarius energy and the star. We'll know in our mind that it's there, so maybe it's for a reason. But as far as everything else, we're not necessarily going to take it. Okay. And one more to confirm here. Spirits, did you want the High Priestess in the reverse position to represent the one and only tarot confirmation card for this Libra July? Okay, so they want that there, so we'll leave that. Um, hmm. Okay, my intuition is saying that they all want to go under the third week, but we'll double check. Let's see. Spirits, did you want me to talk about the Queen of Wands in the right side up position and the Eight of Swords in the reverse position? I'm going to talk about the Hermit card in the right side up position. Okay. And Spirits, did you want me to also talk about the Six of Swords in the reverse position and the Eight of Swords in the right side up position when I talk about the Hermit in the right side up position? Okay. So they said yes, so we'll leave those there and go ahead and take a picture and we'll get started. All right. So let's see here. Just gonna stand up for a second because there's usually a glare. Okay. We got the photo, and I'll make a note of the time where we're at. We're at 41 and a half minutes. Okay. So yes. Let's see what we have here for you, Libra, for July coming up. All right. Let's start off with calling out your four cards on the top here, and then kind of going through the rest of the reading. So you have the Five of Cups in the reverse position. You have the Three of Swords in the reverse position. You have the Hermit in the right side up position. You have the King of Cups in the right side up position. All right. And then again, we'll talk about these a little bit later as we go through. Oh, yeah. So Libra, let's see here. You have two major arcanas, okay? So you've got Virgo and Pisces, kind of Scorpio energy with the High Priestess, okay? So for some people, if you're interested, right, you could be dealing with a Virgo, Pisces, or Scorpio. Or you have a lot of that in your chart, or the other person does, or it's referencing Virgo season, Scorpio, Pisces season of this year, of last year, of next year, all the things. Or it could be some clue to look at where you have those in your birth chart to get even more insight. Or it means nothing at all, but I like to call it out in the beginning here. Sorry, my allergies a little bit with the incense and all the fans and everything. Okay, Libra, let's see what else we have here for you. As far as your minor arcana goes, it's probably going to be the swords because you have four swords cards. Yes. And then you have one wand, two cups, and then your two majors. Okay. So what does this mean? It can be an underlying theme to your reading. Okay. So swords, crown chakra, air sign energy, just like you, Libra, depending on where you're the Libra in your chart if you're not a sun sign Libra. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right. So talking about mental health, and the logical mind. Am I overthinking? Am I not thinking enough? Is the other person, vice versa, etc. Just checking in with mental health stuff, right? Can be like an underlying little theme here to your reading, okay? And again, it makes sense because Libra, you are air sign, and you do have sometimes Libra or any air sign a tendency to overthink more than normal, or even if you just have a lot of air in your birth chart, okay? So it doesn't necessarily surprise me. All right. But yeah, let's talk about the potential dates too, when these things may occur and kind of break them down. All right. So I'll say them real quickly, the dates, and then we'll say them again when we're on each card. All right. But we said the first card can be from around July 1st through the 8th. The second card can be from around July 9th through the 16th. The third card can be from around July 17th through the 23rd. And that fourth card can be from around July 24th through the 31st. Okay, let's see here, Libra. Right off the bat, I would say, Libra, that someone in the past or some energy, if it wasn't a person, really did their homework here. Okay. We've got like two really great reversals starting off your reading. And you do have a repeating card down here in the past that we'll talk about as well. But it seems like, again, a lot of releasing of things that were no longer needed. And so that's really nice. Okay. Feeling lighter, right? So we start off with first card with that Five of Cups in the reverse position. And this is a great reversal. Okay. So this is saying that some energy or some person or thing is starting to have more balance, right? If the Five of Cups is right side up, it's crying over spilled wine or milk. It's only looking at the negative. When it's reversed, it's starting to let the positive back in along with the negative as well, but having that more balanced approach. Okay, and because it's your first card, Libra, this could be a process that kind of started in the recent past for you as well, or again, the other person, etc. But really nice to see and great energy to start off any new month, right? To kind of say, okay, it's the beginning of a new month. Let's get that fresh start energy in. Let's release some things, like I was saying. So that's really nice. All right. Now, as we move forward to the second week here, you have again another great reversal. How you want to see this card. Now you have the Three of Swords in that reverse position here, Libra. So this is about letting go of pain, hurt, heartache, betrayal, lower vibrational frequencies, or just being mentally exhausted. Okay, so somebody or some energy is letting those things go, which is always good. Again, a good releasing, getting lighter energy here. So that's really nice to see. Okay, who doesn't want that, right? Let's let those things go. We all have them from time to time. That is what life is about, right? But it's also about the good stuff as well. So if we don't have the shittier times, then we can't necessarily appreciate the more good times, right? Okay. Easy way to kind of say it. Hopefully, you guys get what I'm saying. All right. But yeah, if I was to pause your reading here, Libra, and see when the best times during the month of July, there's something that you want to accomplish, let's say, I would say that the third and the fourth week, maybe more the fourth week here of July is a better time to do it if, again, it's something within your control that you want to manifest or travel or this or that, right? Looks like the fourth week around July 24th through the 31st is the better time to do that, okay? The third week is good too, but it's just more slower and then it picks up pace in that fourth week, okay? But let's talk about the third week here first, okay? And that's again where we have both the top and the bottom of these two different tarot decks giving us even more insight here. So we'll get into that in a second. So yes, we have the Hermit, Virgo energy, in that right side up position here. And we said this could be third week around July 17th through the 23rd or so, right? It's not set in stone. But I love the Virgo card, the Hermit card, I'm sorry. It is the Virgo card, but I love the Hermit card because it reminds me of the High Priestess, right? So it's all about intuition and trusting our gut reactions to things. So this guy has gone off to the edge of a cliff and he's left the social distractions behind so he can hear those things more clearly. And he's very wise and he's getting wisdom about these things. All right. So it could be here, Libra, that you are physically getting some type of social break, or it could just be energetically, like you're still socializing, but you're not as social as before, or your energy is a little bit more withdrawn or introspective, okay? Because again, you did all this homework, you're releasing all these things in the first and second week, so it naturally makes sense that the Hermit would be there in the third week, kind of like gaining more wisdom around what was let go of and that healing that took place in the first 2 weeks, okay? So that's really beautiful. So let's see what's underneath this as well to get that extra info, right? So we'll start off with these two cards at first. So we have the Queen of Wands in the right side up position, and the Eight of Swords in the reverse position. Okay, and Libra, these are energies from the past over here. These two white and black cards, and this is more future, present, current possibilities, probabilities, energy, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so it looks like here in the past we had a lot of fiery energy with the Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We could have had a higher up position when we have a queen or a king, right? Or there could have been more confidence if it wasn't necessarily a position. It could have been there was better health, or there was more things to be passionate, and excited about, fired up in our body, in the way, so in some way in the past here, okay? And then with that Eight of Swords in the reverse position, it's like on one hand, somebody or something decided to let go of the anxiety, worry, overthinking, that was also let go over here in that second and first and second week in the present current energies. Remember how I said someone started to maybe do this a little bit in the past because it was your first card? So this is kind of like confirming that in a way that that process was started a little further back than just this first week here, okay? So somebody started to want to let some of the defenses down, the mental defenses down a little bit, maybe not be so sharp with their tongue, doesn't have to be, but just again, letting some of those defenses down. Now, if we look again what's underneath that as well, we have more past energy. And we also have your repeating card. I'll show you that in a second, okay? But we have now the Six of Swords in the reverse position, and the Eight of Swords is in the right side up position. Again, more insight about why the Hermit is in the third week, okay? So it looks like in the past with the Six of Swords in the reverse position, that's a good reversal. Again, someone is letting go of anxiety, worry, overthinking, and that's good, right? We don't always want to be stuck in that place. We're supposed to go there for a little bit, but not stay there, right? And then over here with the Eight of Swords in the right side up position, it's a little bit of this energy, Libra, of going back and forth, okay? And again, it's past. So here are both of your Eight of Swords together. Okay, if we can see it with the glare and stuff. All right, so one is right side up and one is reverse, but they're both past energy. So it's a little bit of like, I'm letting go of the anxiety, worry, overthinking. Oh no, I'm not, right? But the Eight of Swords energy, the way they show it, and I'm going to come a little closer to you so you can make sure you can see it. In the bigger card, we see this Japanese woman and she's fanning herself. So she's aware that she's stressed out, overthinking, having anxiety, worry, all those things. She's looking at the water in the tarot, that's our emotions. So she's like, how can I not let my emotions lead to these things? Or how can I bring the emotions out to quiet down these things, right? So it's a back and forth kind of energy in the past, okay? So it's like somebody or some energy in the past was really maybe struggling with that, okay? So again, when you have a repeating card, right, that's 1 in 78 chances that this card is going to come out again, because there's 78 cards usually in every tarot deck, sometimes more or less, but you get the idea, right? So it's a particular message from Spirit when you have a repeating card to really pay attention, like what does the Eight of Swords right side up mean for me in the past, and what does the Eight of Swords in the reverse position mean for me as well in the past, okay? But again, this is just showing us someone was struggling, but also doing their homework and really trying to, what's the way to say it? Because, you know, you've got all this air stuff in your reading here, Libra, but then you also have earth, and then you also have water, and then you also have fire. So it's like no element is necessarily missing from your reading. You have more of the fiery energy in the past and more water and air up here in earth. But maybe it's saying here for like the fourth card or even beyond, right? Even going into August, let's say, that maybe there needs to be a little bit more fire. So getting in the physical body and doing things and getting physical in some way, okay, to again process and balance these things. All right, just one way to look at it. Okay, but anyway, let's see your fourth card here, Libra. Now we have the King of Cups in the right side up position, and you said this could be from around July 24th through the 31st. Okay, and so now this is like the best week I was telling you about, or best time to accomplish certain things. Now the energy is moving forward. There's more momentum and progress. Sorry, I was just trying to turn the music up a little bit here. I don't know what had happened to the music. Just background noise for the animals and stuff. But yes, with this King of Cups in the right side up position, now after all the introspection, all the healing and releasing that we did here, Libra, now we have someone that could be leveling up in one area of their life or multiple areas of their life. Or now the confidence is coming back, okay? But it is something emotionally satisfying, fulfilling. He's got his cup and his journal. He knows what he wants, he, she, they, etc., right? Just a guy in the card, how they show it. So somebody's like more clear about their emotional wants and needs. All right. And so I feel that that's a really nice and good thing here, Libra. Now let's talk about your tarot confirmation card over here too, though, because it's not. It didn't come out the way that I thought it was going to necessarily come out if I had, looked at these cards first, right? And that is that High Priestess, but it's in the reverse position, Pisces Scorpio energy. So you do have something going on slightly similar with the Virgo reading, but in a completely different way, right? Of course, you have the Virgo card here too. But yeah, they have the High Priestess as well in a completely different way. But I would watch the other one if you have time or feel guided, because there is something similar here. But with that High Priestess in the reverse position, it follows the King of Cups. So the King of Cups knows his emotional wants and needs. He's gotten something emotionally satisfying or fulfilling. But then when the High Priestess is in the reverse position, it's like, well, then intuition is off, or then a secret is being revealed for some, or isn't being revealed for others. But you wouldn't expect to see the High Priestess in the reverse position after the King of Cups. It's a little different, right? But it could just be a lot of times what the confirmation cards are about is, right, it's coming in and confirming all four cards, all 4 weeks. It's past and future energy. So it could be saying, if you don't, or they don't, or multiple people don't, are in a situation, stand in your power emotionally, then it could make you also be less intuitive, or it could make you reveal a secret you're not supposed to, or it could make you hold on to a secret that you're supposed to reveal, right? It's going to be a little bit different for everybody, but it just feels like a little warning, not in a scary way in any way, but just like, hey, let's make sure we keep the intuition strong, our gut reactions, our first reactions to things strong, and that way we can be a king or queen, etc., and kind of stand in our power. Because when we do that, also, the people that are meant to be in our lives are going to support us, right? So he has a throne behind him, his chair behind him, right? Like, I got your back, okay? So when we stand in our power emotionally and we say what we need and want, the people that, again, are supposed to be in our life are going to honor that and support that, okay? All right. Let's see what else we have here for you, Virgo, with your Oracle card. So this is from the Rumi or Remy Oracle Tech, however you like to pronounce it. He was a 13th century Persian poet. I'm going to say 13th century, but I can't remember if that's exact, but around that time. All right, so they've taken some of his poetry and made these really beautiful cards here with this artist. I can't remember off the top of my head. But we're going to read a little bit of the poem and then kind of summarize it here for you. But it's really interesting. It's like it looks like a human figure. It almost looks like the hermit. I have to show you. It's so cool. And it's dark on one side of the card, and then it's light on the other. And I can't tell if they're looking at the sun or the moon. Okay. And the name of the card is Beyond the Threshold of Fear. Okay. But look how cool it is. It almost looks like the Hermit card because you have someone in darkness and then there's light. So let's see what it has to say. All right. It says, Beyond the Threshold of Fear. Enter the lion's jungle. Don't think about getting hurt. Fearful thoughts are phantoms of the mind. No one is harmed in this jungle. Everything is compassion and love. It is your fear holding you back, like a bar behind a door. How I celebrate for you. After so long away from home, you are finally returning. Beyond the threshold of fear, you dispense with your doubts, hesitations, cautions, and tentativeness. They are old friends with whom you no longer have anything in common. Goodbye, old friends. I wish you well, you say, whilst turning your face to the beckoning light of a new and yet ancient world. You are visiting as though for the first time, and yet somehow also remember deep in your sacred heart. Finally, we can sit together in the charming courtyard at home. We shall tell our tales of adventure and laugh, and we'll dance and sing. Eventually, day shall pass into night, and we'll gaze beyond our feet, our mouths gaping open in awe, and minds utterly blank, rendered dumb in sweet submission to the beauty as we watch the world spinning on her axis. So that's really beautiful. I liked some of the imagery. It was like making me laugh. It was cute. But yeah, this feels like already the rest of your reading, right? That healing and releasing and letting go and getting lighter, and processing, lessons from the past and then kind of moving forward in that emotional power here. But let's see what else real quickly this little Oracle card has to say. It says, when this oracle card shows up, it says you have broken through a barrier, a self-imposed barrier of fear, whether it seemed to originate from within your consciousness or from an external set of circumstances that held you back from taking the steps you are now taking or just about to take. These steps may feel strange, new, uncertain, and exciting. You may want not, you might, your mind might not have received the memo that fear-based existence is no longer in operation for you. It may need a loving, tender, reassuring, and firm update, but the relationship you have with fear now is rather different. You are the witness, not the victim. Your consciousness is strong enough to hold it in compassion. You don't collapse under its weight. In fact, it's becoming less and less substantial for you. When it is there, it seems less convincing than what it once appeared to be. Compelling still at times, perhaps, but not anywhere near as powerful as it once was. That power has been claimed by your heart instead. So give your mind the memo. Get used to the new way and take steps. Test your legs, you'll find them powerful and ready. Get set to fly. Test your wings. Trust is one, daring is the other. You'll find them enthusiastic for flight and ready to learn to ride the currents. Purpose, built for soaring to great heights. Trust in your vision without the murky filter of what fear is, that sharpened clearness. You can see what is meant for you, what is true for you, what is beckoning you forward. Take the running leap. There is no darkness and light for you anymore. Just life, living free and clear. You'll be running and flying Oh, it says, I'll be running and flying beside you. We'll soar and dive and rise together. Let's play. All right. um, let's see what else here we have. One of the little poems, or not poems, I'm sorry, one of the little meditations that goes with this oracle card. It says, if you feel guided, place your hands at your belly and say the following aloud. With the aid of Rumi, who loves me without condition, and the loving grace of Mother Earth, I lie down all old fear that no longer serves my great soul purpose. I release it now with complete forgiveness, acceptance, and gratitude. Be at peace, old fear. Thank you for your teachings. You can return to Mother Earth now. I no longer bind you to me. Through the grace of Rumi, fear is replaced with wisdom. I am gently, powerfully restored to my inherent divine radiance, ready to live my life with love, filled with trust, patience, boldness, and tender affection. So be it. All right. So yeah, that was pretty deep. But again, really cool how if you watch the shuffling part, how it came out and kind of clarified and said it a little differently what some of the things we already kind of mentioned. And again, it looks so cool the way that it kind of matches that hermit imagery as well. All right. So thank you guys so much, as always, for your energy, for your likes, views, shares, and subscriptions. They're all great free ways to support the channel here. Also, I will be posting the one photo of all the cards here in just a few moments. If that's something you want to see more up close in detail or just have later, then all you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the little instructions how to get to my Facebook page. But yeah, if you feel guided and you'd like something in this video, always feel free to give me a shout out in the comments down below if you feel guided, or also to like this video. Not only does it tell me, it tells YouTube that it should share this more with others in their algorithms. So if you feel guided. All right, but other than that, you guys take care, and hopefully I will be back either later tonight or tomorrow with the Scorpio and Sagittarius readings. All right, so take care till then, and I'll see you guys later. All right, bye.